Hi, I'm John Decker, PGA instructor and author of the book, Golf is My Life, Glorifying God Through the Game. Today I want to work with you on your full swing, and I want to talk about creating resistance with the ground. Now, this is something that you are going to hear a lot of if you watch golf on television, if you're watching maybe the Golf Channel or different forums like that. You're going to hear the reference to creating resistance with the ground, and this is what tour players are doing. I'm a big proponent. I wish that I could still play with steel spikes, because I feel like with steel spikes you stay more connected to the ground. In fact, a lot of the tour players do use steel spikes, which gives them that stability. But one of the things I look for besides the feet are the knees, and how are your knees set up. And the visual that I have is that I'm riding a horse. If I were riding a horse, my knees would be this way. My knees would not be this way, or they would not be bent excessively. I see a lot of my students who will bend their knees excessively, and this is actually puts you in a very weak position, and when you swing you move around. Now you do want to have knee flex. In fact, when I bend my knees, I try to get my knees right over the balls of my feet. If you're taller, you may get a little bit more out toward the toes, but I really want to talk about the space between the knees. So what we're looking at here is creating this space, and so what I look at is if you're doing it the wrong way, your knees are going to be way in front of your feet. If you're doing it the proper way, your knees are going to be out more over your feet. So you can see my knees are more over my feet. They're not inside of my feet. This gives me a stable foundation. Now I have something solid to turn against. Now, you know, through the years, guys like Jack Nicklaus would lift his heel. If you look at Phil Mickelson, he'll lift his front heel in his swing as well. That's okay. I don't want you to feel like your feet have to be cemented to the ground, but you've got to try to maintain this space between your knees. Now, your knee is going to come in a little bit, but you don't want it coming in way like this. So I see a lot of people who do this, and a lot of times, interestingly, they're skiers. A lot of times when I get students who are skiers, they move around a lot because that's how they're used to moving down the slopes. You don't want to do that on the golf course. You want to have a nice stable foundation. You want to get your knees out. And a player to watch, two players, Jason Day and Dustin Johnson, both are power hitters. Both are in this riding the horse position. So I'm going to go ahead and take my normal setup. And then what I'm going to do is feel like my knees are pushing out. And then I'm going to go ahead from there and hit my shot. This is a great way to work on the foundation in your swing. This is a great way when you're setting up. You can do this at home. You want to feel the weight in the balls of your feet and feel like your knees push out when you set up to the ball. If you can learn to maintain that space between your knees, especially in your takeaway, it's going to come in, your knee's going to come in a little bit, but you don't want your knees to come in a lot, or you don't want your knees moving side to side. Learn to do this. You're going to hit the ball more solid, and you're definitely going to improve your game.